Welcome everybody for today's Zoom meeting. Today's subject we're going to discuss is about the 7 Hermetic Principles laws. I'm sure most of you are aware about it, and maybe you heard about it, maybe you know about it, but today I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I'm going to go very specific, to be honest, and I'm very excited to share this information with you guys. So thank you again for every single one of you to be here today. I'm very honored to be here with you today. Thank you. So this is just an introduction for myself, who I am. Um, last last Zoom meeting, I had some comment, and I would like just to verify that some people that thought that I am an AI, like AI. Well, I'm a real person. I'm not an AI person. And this is my office, my real office. So my name is Esther Alawi, and I'm a deeply intuitive and a spiritual person. And I have a Kundalini. And I'm a person that I'm devoted to leading others into profound healing, clarity, and self-realization. And my work is not just about transformation, that I work with people to transform their life. It's also about remembrance and returning to the truth of who we are. So I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist and an energy medicine practitioner, transformational life spiritual advisor as well. And also, I'm a past life regression healing practitioner certified. And I facilitate deep subconscious transformation, helping you release limiting patterns and embody lasting change through holistic, integrative methods that I use in my sessions with others. Also, I'm very authentic in my living and in my inner peace. And this is what I share with others also as I support individuals in reconnecting with their true essence and empower. I do empower them, yes. I was there before and I got the help. And now it's my turn to help others and empower others and walk with them in their journey and, helping them as much as I can. This is my website if any one of you would like to check me out, estheralawi.com, and there's also my email address there as well. Now, this is the session roadmap I would like to share with you guys. As I said, today we're going to explore one of the most powerful and influential principles that shape really our lives and our journey. They are the Hermetic Laws. I know not a lot of people they know about those laws or how to apply them. So today, again, I'm going to share with you guys a lot of information about maybe how you can imprint those laws and help you in your journey. So as far as the session, it's designed to be engaging and interactive, encouraging open discussion and deeper understanding. So kindly please hold on your questions until the end of the session. So maybe you can raise your arm, your electric arm, or if you like, you can just write your question. If you don't want to forget about it right away while I'm going through the presentation, you can just write your questions on the chatting room. And then once I'm done, or if I'm taking break, depends on how this is going to go, right? And then I will go there and I will for sure answer every single question that you guys gonna have there for me. The key concept will also be present in a clear, structured way, making them easy to understand and accessible for everyone. And also, there's going to be a nano hypnosis session. There is a meditation a hypnosis session is going to be offered by the end of this session, like about the last 20 minutes. And it's about the Hermetic Laws. So if you prefer not to join this part, you are more than welcome to leave at that time. So there is no, no enforcement, no nothing. So it's up to you. You want to stay or you want to leave, okay? All right, let's start. So introduction. So the universe is governed by unseen laws. And that's true, by the way. And when you understand those laws, when you understand them, you begin to master your reality. And from my own personal journey, I found that those laws, honestly, the Hermetic laws, are really, really, they do, they're there. They're there, even if we're not aware of them, but they are there. They do affect our life. They do work within the system of this universe somehow, you know. And it will be very nice if we will be able to get to know them, become familiar with it, and know how maybe to apply those laws within our life for, you know, to improve our life, to become a better version of us, to use them as long as they are there, right? So those laws are there, so why not to use them? So these Taoist principles, they are principles actually. I don't know what they call them, laws, but they're more principles for me. They're rooted in ancient teaching, reveal how the mind, energy, and reality are deeply connected. So the energy, the mind, and reality is like one, you know, in one circle, everything. So they offer also a pathway to deeper self-awareness. And this is something I did touch by self, you know, myself, and emotional and energetic mastery. Also alignment with the flow of life. This is not just knowledge, it is an invitation to experience, embody, and awaken. So, as you begin this journey today and learning about those laws and principles, you may realize you're not separate from the laws, you are an expression of them. So, you're just an expression, but we never noticed that. Now, let's unlock the Hermetic laws. So, the foundation of Hermetic philosophy. The Hermetic laws originate actually from a body of ancient spiritual teaching known as Hermetism, which is traditionally attributed to Hermes Trismegistus. Now we're gonna know. I know the name is a little bit different, you know, like not that easy, but we'll find out about it. So, historical origin, how this has happened, where this has started, when, and what is it, right? So Hermetic teaching, it's emerged in ancient, between two ancient cultures. Actually, that's the main, the very powerful two ancient culture. Actually, it is the Egyptian and the Greece one, the Egypt and Greece. So particularly during the Hellenistic period from the Greece, around 300 BCE and 300 CE, they are a blend of Egyptian spiritual wisdom and Greek philosophy. So if you notice, there is one wisdom in there and there is a philosophy. So this is the two combination. The Hermes laws, the Hermetic one, were born, right? So these teachings were recorded in a collection of texts known as the Corpus Hermeticum. So the seven Hermetic laws, the version of the seven Hermetic laws that is most commonly, by the way, and taught today, these days, or for the, you know, whatever it's there being there, comes from a modern book, actually. You know, and I'm sure every one of you guys are very familiar with the what we call the Kabbalion. So this has been written in 1908 by a group known as the Three Initiates. So what does this tells us? Tells us that the ideas are ancient, right? The seven list of the seven laws are ancient, but they were organized and popularized in modern times. So the idea is ancient, but the way they were putting out, it's in modern way. So not directly listed in ancient text in that exact form. Okay? So in simple terms, to translate all that, so the laws are rooted in ancient Egyptian plus Greek wisdom. So, from the Egyptian side, we can take Thoth, the Egyptian god of knowledge, writing, and sacred wisdom. And then Hermes. Hermes is the Greek god of communication, intellect, and messages between words. So yes, Hermes used to do what been said about him. Like he's the one who was used to be connect between the two sides of the realms, and between the words in general, and will pass messages. So attributed to Hermes Trismegistus is not a historical person, right? So, but a symbolic figure created by ancient scholars to represent the union of Egyptian and Greek wisdom, and to whom the Hermetic teaching were attributed. Preserved in Corpus Hermeticum means that the teachings of Hermetic wisdom were written down and kept in a collection of texts called the Corpus Hermeticum. Now, modern structure of the seven laws of, that's what we refer to the Kabbalion who introduced, those laws. It's published in 1908. This is since, this is when those laws, they start spreading and we start interacting with them, as a human, we start applying them, working with them. And then written by Mistress Group, as I mentioned, the three initiates. Now, presents Hermetic teaching is a clear, structured, and simplified way. This is what the Hermetic, the way they put them out and the way they assemble them in the modern way, they made them very easy, I believe, and very affordable for everybody to have them, to work with them, to apply them, and use them. I know, Jacob, you had raised your hand, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue the presentation. I'll get back to you when there's a break. Thank you. So now let's work about the foundation, core, and guidance for those laws. First, the foundation of Hermetic philosophy from spiritual perspective. So the Hermetic laws are seen as universal principles that describe how the mind, energy, and reality interact, offering a path to deeper awareness and conscious living. This is from the spiritual perspective. When we apply those principles in our life and we work with them, right? This is how we can use them from that perspective. Also, the core Hermetic concepts the key concepts include what? Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effects, and gender. There's a typo there, Ganger, it's gender though, which explain how the universe function at all levels. So each law, it does represent one level. So you guys, if you notice, there's seven principles. Does that something tells you about seven chakras, seven dimensions within us? So each law related to specific maybe chakra, right? A specific dimension. And then guidance for growth and transformation. These laws act as guidelines for understanding reality, fostering personal growth as well, and achieving spiritual transformation. And they do. Now, let's unlock deeper those laws. Awakening the universal laws. So some live unconsciously, as everybody knows, like not everybody on the same maybe stage of consciousness or or awareness. So some live unconsciously, while others awaken to the existence of deeper level maybe of awareness. Universal laws governing the universe. So this is how it is. Now, the Hermetic Principles overview. So the ancient Hermetic Principles explain how the universe works mentally, energetically, and spiritually. Again, we're back to the same, three. Usually I call it the triangle, the first triangle, to be honest, is like the trio, you know what I mean? Mentally, energetically, and spiritually, revealing underlying patterns. Ta-da! We're going to talk about patterns in a little bit. So flowing with life as well. So if we go a little bit deep in there, so we can recognizing universal laws helps people stop resisting life and flow with it. Shifting awareness, understanding. How about that? Sounds good, right? All right. The first law. See that first law. This is the first law, the law of mentalism. So what is it? You attract what resonate with you. This is Carl Jung, very famous phrase, like sentence. So we attract what resonate with us. So, this is a part of the mentalism. So what the way we attract, this is the way who we are, the way we give, the way we give, we receive. This is the same thing. So the law of mentalism is considered the first and most fundamental principle in the Hermetic philosophy. So it's the first one. So now, definition, we're going to talk about that. It is often summarized, this law, as the all is mind, the universe is mental. So the universe function on mental. The universe knows mental, right? So everything is mental. Now, when we say mental, this is the universe mind. What does this mean? This law teaches that everything began in the mind. So now I'm gonna go quickly and explain to you guys there's a huge difference between mind and brain. A lot of people they misunderstand that two words. The mind, it is not the brain. The brain, it's an organ in the head, the same thing like other physical organs we have. But the mind, it's all the subtle bodies that you have, the physical body, emotional body, psychological body, right? A spiritual body, the five main subtle bodies. And there is another two when someone start their spiritual journey and they start their, activation and the awakening, they reach to the seven subtle bodies. So this is what's the mind. The mind is the whole entire thing of you, like the whole package. The brain is just an organ that does its own work, right? So the brain function and the mind, actually, what we call mind is the affection. So from that perspective, in reality, as we experience it, this is shaped by consciousness, thought, and perception. The physical world is seen as a manifestation of a deeper mental or universal consciousness. So mental is the universal consciousness. Now, collective and universal mind beyond the individual mind. So the universal mind usually it is the big picture, while our mind is like a little one thing of it. It's like the same say we say, I'm nothing but a drop in this huge ocean. I am part of the ocean, but I'm not the ocean. So it's the same thing here. The universal mind, it's the big picture, and our mind is just like a little drop, right? So this law suggests a greater universal intelligence or consciousness underlying all existence. That's how it works. So now let's go a little bit deeper about this law and see what's going on in here. So reality originates from the mind, right? So everything in reality, everything comes out from the mind, nothing else but the mind, right? So the law of mentalism teaches that everything begins in the mind. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your inner perceptions are not passive. They are creative forces that shape your experience of reality. By the way, there is also our emotional also, it is part of it. So the universe itself can be understood as mental in nature, meaning that you consciously or consistently think. So, in a way, nonstop. We think, we feel, we believe, and that's all influences what you attract and experience in your life again. So, what is the understanding of that? Universe, the mental law, in a way, it is like everything we think, everything we feel, everything we believe That's how we create our reality, and that's what we attract, right? So, what this means for you, your thoughts create your perception. Your beliefs shape your reality, and your inner world reflects in your outer world. Inner world always reflects outer world and not the opposite. So, if we change our thinking and we begin to change our life, change your thinking, and your life will start change as well from the outside. So if we're gonna look into from the deeper insights a little bit, so most people try to change their external circumstances, but true transformation begins when you shift the patterns within your mind. You shift inside in your mind, and then that shift will happen in the outside. So because the outer world often reflects the inner and not the opposite. The in reflects the out, never the out reflects the in. So simple way to say it is as within, so experienced without. Your mind is the starting point of your reality. So please, guys, don't forget when I say the mind, I don't mean the brain, okay? The mind is the energetic energy, everything with the physical body. It's the real you, okay? The conscious and the subconscious, what made the mind, all right? So, everyone, this law invites you to move from being a reactor to life to becoming a conscious creator of your experience. Change happens from your own subconscious first, and that's part of the mind, right? Now, how can we apply the mentalism law in our real life? So, we have a couple of concepts. So, let's see number one. So you become aware of your thoughts. If we become aware of our thoughts, this is something automatically it will help us to do the change. Thoughts, it's part of our mind again, right? So if we start noticing our mental patterns, example like what do you tell yourself daily? How often you guys do watch yourself? What do you say to yourself or you tell yourself on a daily basis? I don't know a lot of people do that, to be honest. And also, are your thoughts supportive or limiting? So, the way your thoughts are coming and they are engaging with you, are they supportive to you or they are very limited? They are limiting you. So, you can't change what you're not aware of, right? So, if I don't notice, in a way, if I'm not aware of my mental pattern and how I'm telling myself things, how am I going to be able to change things in my life if I'm not aware of it? Number two, if we shift your inner dialogue. So if we start learning how we talk to ourselves inner, in our mind, this is something also will be very beneficial and it's very powerful, by the way. So gently, if you replace these empowering thoughts with better ones. So if we can do that shift, this is very nice. So instead of me saying, I can't do this, example, how about if I can use another beautiful positive sentence to myself? I can learn this steps by step. So I can learn it. So there's nothing not, impossible. I can learn. So again, I cannot do it. I can learn step by step. Also, nothing works for me. I hear this guys all the time. A lot of people they come to me, and this is, they are very disappointed about themselves or their life or whatever the situation. And the first thing they say is like, nothing works for me. I'm very depressed. So by me, example, saying this to myself, this is something I'm telling myself and my mind, my subconscious, that there's nothing working for me to start with. So the way I'm talking to myself, in a way, it's really, I'm feeding myself the negative, you know, inputs. So how about if I say that? I'm figuring things out. Wow, I like that, right? So the goal is not perfection. really it's not perfection because we cannot just do a huge jump from 0 to 10, right? So it's the steps. You gotta take the steps. So it's just really for a better direction. So you want to start learning how you can direct yourself and how you guide yourself, and not doing the jump and going that far. Now think with intention. This is also I found very, very, um, very important, why we need to think with intention. Think intention. This is will make you balance between the mind and the emotion. So the heart and the brain, right? So the two of them, the dominant and the emotion. So when you think with intention, so I am connecting the 2 points together, right? And I'm having more balance. This is how I balance. So before starting your day, maybe you can ask yourself, how do I want to think and feel today? How beautiful is that? Hmm? So, and also you can set a mental tone like um, you can calm, focus, confident. Some people I know, they when they wake up, they like to write some those kind of question stuff, and they can like write one question and then they keep looking at it all day, and they work with it. So this is I found is a good way though, if you want to do that, like take the one question and you just can write it down, and then you walk your day, um, while you're working, whatever you're doing, and you just like keep like like peeking at it and remind with yourself, and do those mental tone, calm, focus, and confidence. So your mind becomes your starting blueprint. So whatever, in a way, again, you feed your mind, the subconscious, this is what becomes. Because our subconscious, to start with, at the beginning, it is our blueprint. This is how it is, right? So, number 4, align emotion with thought. Again, the 2 points connect the heart with the brain. Thoughts become stronger when you feel them. So, example, don't just think, I'm confident, I'm confident. So, if we just repeat stuff without having the intention and feeling that emotionally, like connecting emotionally, honestly, nothing is gonna happen, because this is the gate. This is the fourth dimension for us, the heart, which is this is where's the heart chakra, right? So everything emotionally, which is one of our subtle body, the emotion body. This is very important body for us, and it's the gate, to be honest. It's the gate to go higher. So everything has to go through the heart, right? So the thoughts become stronger if you feel them, not only you repeat them, just like repeating. Example, don't just say, confident, as I said. Try to feel even a small sense of confidence in your body. Feel it in your body, in your soul, not only with your mouth. Okay? So emotion gives power to thoughts. I found from my experience, um, and from my life as well, my private life, it's um, intention and align the emotion with the thought. It is very important aspects for us in order even honestly to manifest. This is something we use also in manifestation for the law of attraction as well. Everything goes or starts from the heart, intentionally. We are an intention being. So if I don't work from my intention, if I don't give with an intention, if I don't think with an intention, nothing will happen. You're going to stay where you are, trying, and failing. If you will not be able, or if you will not reach that point when you are connecting your heart with your mind, with your mind. Okay. Now, continuing, number 5, take action from the states. So, this is the most important part I found. Think clearly, make a clear decision. So, if I think clearly, I will be able to make a clear decisions, and I don't need to rush myself. Yet, sometimes maybe a fast decision has to be made. But the more you think clearly, take your time, the more you make a clear decisions for yourself. And if we think confidently, like not hesitant, if we're gonna become a hesitance in our thoughts and like not knowing how to make decisions, this is something it will also affect us negatively in a way. But when you think confidently and you are sure, this is will make you take small, bold actions. So when I'm thinking confident, the thought is done, thinking side is done, right? Now it's time for action. So I think confident, and then an action will follow. If I'm not doing this step, I will never take an action. I will always stay in that state of I'm thinking, maybe I will do this, maybe I'll do that. So mentalism works through action, not instead of, right? This is very important one, by the way. I believe all of them are important. And also reprogramming through repetition. Repetition, I found this is very important as well. And the reason is this, that our subconscious does not know the difference between reality or not, which means if I connect my feeling with my thoughts, and I'm living this scene as it's happening at this moment, and I'm repeating myself, my subconscious will absorb and take that as it's real. See? So your mind changes through consistency. That's how it is. And that's what's the trick, by the way. Repetitive things, if you know you want to do, you say it, you connect with it. And the most important part is you make it feel like it's now happening. So, daily awareness, repeated better thoughts daily, aligned actions. This is with over time, your default mindset, it will shift 100%. Okay? Now, simple real life example. If you want more success, notice I'm improving every day. This is what's awareness, right? And feel emotion, a bit of belief, and act the mind. You know, take one step forward. See? So we notice, we shift, we feel, and then we act. And that is what is the mentalism in motion, the mentalism law. All right. So, grounded truth. The law of mentalism does not mean just think and everything will magically change. Yes, most of us, that's how we do. Oh, I'm thinking about doing this trip. And I know the universe will gonna listen to me. It's gonna make it, it's gonna come. And that's it. No, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen that way. Thinking it's good, but there is other work you have to do plus the thinking in order for you to have the package, right? So thinking is one part, is the notice, right? In a way. But you didn't shift yourself, you didn't feel, you didn't act. So if you don't achieve those four fundamental basic thing, it's not gonna happen. Now, what does that mean? That means your mind shapes your direction and your action bring it into reality. Actions, actions, actions. Okay? Now, number two, the law of correspondence. So, the law of correspondence comes the second one, refers to the interconnectedness of everything in the universe. Interconnecting. So the physical world is manifestation of patterns and ideas on a higher spiritual plane. The macrocosm, it's the universe, mirrors the microcosm, the individual, as within, so without, right? So microcosm and macrocosm, the small yourself reflects the large, the universe, and the large reflects the small. So, in a way, if you're going to think of it, I'm inside the universe, right? And the whole universe is inside me. How beautiful is that? And that's true, by the way. So there is no one outside no one or no one inside anyone. You know what I mean? I am inside the universe and the universe inside me. And there is a harmony between all levels of existence. And that's the law of correspondence. Simple example. If someone constantly feels chaotic inside you, they may experience disorganization or conflict in their external life outside. When they cultivate clarity and calm internally, their outer environment often begins to reflect that shift. What does that tell us? Tells us calm the inside, the outside will calm. Improve the inside of you, the outside will come. Right? Graduate from within, the outside will come. So it's never outside, it's inside. And the reason is I'm inside the universe and the whole entire universe is inside me, right? So, okay. Now, understanding the law of correspondence. First, repeating patterns across realms. So the law of correspondence explains that similar patterns appear in the physical, mental, and spiritual realms. Doesn't matter. All of them, they work together. Patterns repeat across different levels of existence, meaning what happens on one level is reflected on others. So it doesn't matter how many levels is there. The main thing is this, what this law is, everything has similar patterns. So it's a manifestation if you're going to think of it. Anything on the other, patterns, other realms, other sides, it's the same as on this physical. This physical word, the physical word, it's a manifestation for all other patterns. So as above, so below, as inside, so outside. So this principle is often summed up by the phrase as above, so below, as inside, so outside, highlighting the reflection of one reality in another. So in a way, if you're going to think of it, there is no beginning, there is no end. So everything is inside everything, and everything is outside everything, right? So our inner thoughts and beliefs have a powerful influence on the experiences and circumstances we encounter in the external world. Okay? Interconnectedness of all things, how we, connect the dots. The law suggests every area of life is interconnected, every area, and changes in one realm affect other. And that's how, if I want to take that information and I'm apply it on myself, as I'm the small universe, that's how I call myself. So the whole, if the whole universe remain within me, so I'm the small universe, right? So in that small universe, any change I'm going to do in any part of my life, in anything I want to do, this kind of change that I'm going to apply and do, it is going for sure affect all others sides of me, all others, connections I have, all the dots, because there is no way I can improve in one thing, one side, and the rest will not get effect. My whole entire life will get effect. Any change is going to happen, apply on my life, it's going to change, right? From that perspective. And the power of self-reflection. Self-reflection is encouraged by this law. I find self-reflection, it is very, very, very important. And the more a person will do self-reflection, the more good result actually you will have, the more awareness you will have, the more blending maybe it will appear for you. Showing that internal change can lead to transformation in outer circumstances. So again, self-reflection, guys, it's a very good tool to keep reflect and notice and be more aware. Now, how can we apply this law. Okay. First, use your outer life as a mirror. So, I'm the only one exists in this universe, and everything else is nothing but a mirror for me or to me, right? Start by absorbing patterns in your life, repeating relationships, issues. So if you got stuck in specific kind of pattern on your relationship, this is something maybe you need to start looking at it as an example, um, and start reflecting. It's like absorbing this, like what's going on in there? Why am I stuck in that kind of pattern? Why does this keep coming back to me? Why am I'm inside that cycle? Financial struggles or blocks as an example. So if a person got stuck in a specific pattern as well financially, and is not able or she's not able to come out of that circle, then a question should be asked for the self. What's going on in there? Why this is happening? Why this is not even changing? Stress, if you're going through stress, chaos, or lack of direction, then ask yourself, where does this exist inside me? Because everything is inside you, it's not outside you, right? This isn't about blame, by the way. And a lot of people see and I notice that they fall into that feeling. It's really not good to go to the blame side. Blame, blaming, it's a low energy. You don't want to blame yourself. You want to know and understand yourself. So it's about awareness. So you ask your questions not to blame or sabotage yourself. You asking yourself questions in order for you to have more awareness and know what to do and correct yourself. This is the self-realization. Okay. Now, identify the inner correspondence. Once you see a pattern, look for the internal match. Outer chaos means inner confusion or overwhelm, by the way. So a lot of people, when they go into outside, like outer chaos, they really they get disconnected with themselves, and all what they can see, connect with is really the outside only picture. And they address this as the chaos, like, oh, you know what I mean? But they never ever know that this is really, it's the chaos inside them. Yeah. It is not outside them, but it's manifesting on that way. Also, lack of opportunities. This is something means hidden self-doubt or fear. So a lot of time when we miss opportunities and we blame also the self and we get mad maybe from others, we blame others. This is really, it's about hidden self-doubt and fear that is remain within us, that is manifesting on that way. Conflict with others. So this is something that happens all the times with everybody. Maybe a lot of times we get conflict with others, misunderstanding. We don't get well or whatever is the situation, and this is really, if you're gonna reflect on the self, this is will go to the inner tension or unresolved emotions. In a way, we say trauma that's it's been hidden and it's hidden in you, that it's you have not been yet worked on that trauma that is manifesting with that kind of a triggers or conflict when you are interacting with others. So the outer condition often reflects an inner state, belief, or emotional pattern. That's it. Now we need to shift the inner state intentionally. Again, intentionally, the heart. So instead of trying to control the outside directly, work inward. So don't try to fix your problems by reaching out. You're not going to be able to do that, to be honest, because you have no control over it, while you do have control if you go inward. This is how you control the self, right? Because you can control yourself, but you cannot control anything else outside. So replace limiting beliefs with supportive one. Again, switch the negative, flip to become positive, right? Practice emotional regulation. This is something also I found very beneficial for us, to be honest. It's like practicing calmness, clarity, trust, right? And visualize the version of yourself aligned with what you want. Visualize, imagine, dream, think. What do you want? Just take that want and apply it inside you and see that picture. And that's how everything starts, right? Inside of us. So even small internal shifts begin to change how you show up. That's true. Align your actions with the new inner state. This is where many people miss the point, by the way, because the law is not passive. The law of correspondence is not passive. It requires alignment. So it's not passive, it's alignment. So when think confidently, if I'm thinking confidently, this is how I'm going to act. I'm going to act with confidence, right? So if I feel clarity and I'm within this energy, this is going to make my clear, decisions clear. Like I will have a clear decisions. If my belief in growth, and I do have that deep down, I take growth oriented actions. So inner shift plus aligned actions makes a real change. Again, inner shift, aligned action, it's gonna give you the real change. And then number 5, watch for feedback, not instant miracles. A lot of people, they get disappointed as well when they try to follow those laws and with this law, and then they expect the miracles to happen in a day and a night. And then they come sometimes to me, some people, and they say, oh, I did follow what you said, example, and I did this law and I did this, that, but there's nothing happen. I don't want to do it anymore. This is very tiring, very boring, whatever, all the negative, right? And then when I ask that simple question, how long have you been doing it and how you were doing it? And here's the problem. Oh, I've been doing it for a week, maybe. Um, I don't know if I was really resonating with what I'm doing, but I was doing just like not doing. Okay. Well, there is no miracle in there. There is repetitive, right? Actions, as the subconscious does not know between and does not actually um, realize what's true, what's not, right? It takes everything. Repetitive, it changed the pattern. So if you don't give yourself the time and you believe in what you're doing and you align with that energy, it never change will never happen. 1 week, what are you gonna do in 1 week? Nothing, right? I mean, even a person when they are sick and they take, like, let's say, antibiotic, they have to finish the course in order for them to get the benefit of that course of medicine, right? So everything takes time. And when we work with energy, definitely energy needs time. And that time, it's really not up to me. It's up to the universe. And when I'm ready to receive. And depends how I have been doing that. Okay. So your outer world will start reflecting changes, but often gradually. Energy does not jump, the huge jump. Everything goes gradually. So we were born baby, infant, and then we start learning how to crawl maybe, and then we start little step by step, and then we start walking, and then we start learning how to run, right? So everything goes by step in life. Nothing like jump from 0 to 10, right? Unless if you want to break something, break your leg maybe or whatever. So different reactions from people, new opportunities appearing, and old patterns weakening. So treat life as a feedback, not as a miracles. So what is this showing me about current inner states? This is a good question to ask, um, to understand and to follow up and reflect on that change. Now, number 6, practice daily awareness. Again, please, guys, awareness, clarity, self realization, reflection. Those are very important aspects in our life. If a person really wanna, like, willing to change, want to get the benefit of what this universe is really offering us, or maybe this laws, the hermetic ones, you got to understand awareness, it is required. If a person is not aware of what he's doing or she's doing, how change can happen, right? Suddenly, surprisingly, I mean, no, it's not going to happen. It might happen here and there, for something maybe you did, but you were not aware. But if you want really steady energy, like steady frequency, you got to be really aware of what you're doing, okay? So make this a simple habit. Pause during the day, maybe, and check. How about that? We can do that. What am I feeling and thinking? Especially if you are facing certain situation in your day, and then maybe you can pop this question in your mind, like, what am I feeling and thinking about this? Right? When something triggers you, ask yourself maybe, what is this reflecting back to me? Why I'm triggered? Well, there's something in me that is triggered about this outside thing. So, what is in me that is triggered? It's really not, the person or the situation that we go through. It's really you. Why I'm triggered? So, this is a very good question to ask yourself. So, over time, you will become more conscious and more in control. The more you're aware, the more you're in control. The less you're aware, actually, the less you are in control. And this is something people, when they talk from their ego most of the time and they say, oh, I'm in control. Well, I'm sorry to tell you guys, no, you're not in control. If awareness is not there, if clarity is not there, you're not in control. Not at all. So, simple practical example I'm giving you here. If you want more peace in your life, notice where you hold tension, judgment, or maybe overthinking. Practice calm breathing. This is a very good way just to calm yourself. Acceptance. Acceptance goes with surrendering. So maybe if I surrender more to the energy, that's going to help me in moving forward instead of fighting. Fighting is negative, surrendering is positive. That's how we look at it, okay? And mental clarity. Make decisions from the calm state. So don't make decisions when you are not in that state. Try to hold on yourself. Try to take the time and make your decision from your calm states instead of that crazy states, or hyper state that you are in. Okay, so gradually your environment becomes more peaceful too. Isn't that beautiful to have that? Right now, grounded truth about this law. The law of correspondence does not mean everything is your fault or fully under your control. Ding, ding, ding. External factors still exist no matter what, but it gives you leverage. Now, when you change your inner world, again, you change how you experience that and influence this, your outer world. Okay? All right. Now, number 3, understanding the law of vibration. So, definition for that: nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrate, everything. When I say everything, I'm serious, everything. So everything is energy in motion. Everything. So what does that mean? First, this law teaches that everything in the universe is in constant motion. Even if it appears still, like if you look, if it looks like it's still, but still, this is still is not a still, it is in the move. So from physical matter to thoughts and emotions, everything carries a certain frequency or vibration, regardless what it is. Everything. This pen I have in my hand has its own vibration. This eyeglasses, has vibration. The stone, the tree, everything, everything, everything has its own vibration. So everything in the universe vibrates at a unique frequency, from physical objects to thoughts and emotion. Physical objects, sorry, thoughts and emotions. That means even solid objects are made of particles that are constantly moving at different speeds. Yes, and that's maybe if I give you an example about the geography for maybe for the lands. By time, you notice that maybe this mountain has shifted a little bit. That's because it's alive and has its own vibration and it's moving, right? Um, Maybe the rock from this side, like years later, the same rock shift, moved, same thing. So there's nothing steady. Everything is on the move, everything vibrate, everything shift. Two, impact of personal vibrations. Aligning our personal vibrations can influence outcomes and experiences, shaping behavior and reaction in daily life. Example: higher, lighter vibrations are often associated with emotions like love, joy, and peace. Those I found, I think it's not only I found, this is the truth. Um, Love, joy, and peace are like most high, the highest vibration on earth or maybe universe. Lower, heavier vibrations related to, and that's also true, fear, anger, and sadness. Those considered very low vibration. So joy is here, anger is here, right? Love is here, fear is here. See that way. So thoughts and emotions carry frequency. And yes, I think everyone knows that, right? Your and emotional state again, okay? Body and mind influences your overall vibration, which can affect how you feel and act. Like attracts like, practical interpretation. Let's see that. You tend to resonate with and attract experiences, people, or environments that match your dominant states. Again, you tend to resonate with and attend to attract experiences, people, or environments that match your dominant state. That will take us back to what? Intention. What's inside me is outside me, right? Foundation for universal laws. The law of vibration forms the basis for other universal laws. So this vibration law related to law of attraction. They work together in a way, okay? Now, how can I apply this in my life? Right? First, if we take a little bit time, like a minute or two in our day, and try to connect to our breath and reset. This is something I found very, very beneficial. So if you can slow your breath, like let's say you are facing something in your day that is really you need to take a moment. Maybe you can use this technique and have like a little slow your breath and inhale maybe 4 seconds and exhale 6 seconds, 6 times. So let your shoulders maybe drop and your body soften. This shifts you out of stress mode right away, by the way. It's for a minute or two. And I don't think this is like a long, like not doable, to be honest. This is a good technique I found, and it will shift you. Okay? Just take your mind out of the situation, connect with your breath, breathe in, breathe out, calm, drop the shoulders, connect. That will give you the benefit. Also, check your inner state. So maybe you can take a moment when you're having that, facing that hard time or that particular, situation. Take a moment and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What thoughts is behind this? What am I thinking? And just notice, no judgment. Please, please, please. It is not right when we judge ourselves. We're not supposed to do the judgment. Judgment, it is very low vibration. It doesn't matter if you're judging yourself or others. Judgment, it's a very egoistic action that comes from a very high ego, very low vibration. We don't judge. We notice, we absorb, we understand, and we accept. That's what we need to do. Okay? Now, gently shift the thoughts. Also, maybe you can take a moment or two and try to connect with the self. Shift your thoughts when you have, again, that kind of situation you're facing during your day. Choose a slightly better, believable thoughts. Instead of saying, if you get, for example, overwhelmed, I'm overwhelmed, don't say that. Say, instead, I can take this one step at a time. So, don't mention overwhelming. I can take this. I can take this. So, by telling yourself that, I can take this, this is very positive in order to do the switch. So, small shifts are powerful. Okay? Feel something real. Also, maybe you can take a minute or two, depends, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever you feel like during the day. Bring a genuine feeling, feel. Maybe you can practice a gratitude for something simple, something you like to give a gratitude to, or maybe send love to someone, or maybe just a peaceful memory, like to bring back to the front some kind of beautiful memory, positive memory you lived, and let yourself feel it in your chest. Why the chest? The chest, again, this is the heart place, the fourth dimensions, the gate to the higher dimensions, right? So the heart chakra, everything is here, starts from here and end with here, to be honest. So also you can take aligned action, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and do one small action also that something will help you that matches your new state. So if you have a state that you set up for yourself and you're working on, do one small action that matches your new state for that day. So maybe it will be if you said like, as you know, like some people will put that intention, like today I'm going to drink more water. So drink water. So make sure you align with the intention that you wrote down. Drink water. Today, I want to take a break and I want to step outside and connect with the Mother Earth, nature. Step outside, take the action. Whatever you put in here and you write down, maybe take the action. Send a positive message. Maybe if you said, like today, I want to take some time of my day and I want to send some positive message, I'll message someone and I want to be positive. Maybe you can start something you've been avoiding. If you have something that you have been avoiding and today you decide, today is the day, I'm going to do this, do the action. Don't hesitate, don't wait. This is what actually locks in. So the action will lock the intention, okay? That's how they work together. Also, simple affirmation, as I put an example for you here, guys. Affirmation, they're very beautiful too, but I'm gonna say that affirmation on their own, they will never work out. You have to have the intention, you have to have the action with it, okay? So, example, I choose to move forward or toward calm, clarity, and better energy. I want to be this. I want to take this action. So just do it. So, simple example. If someone is constantly in a state of stress and negativity, yeah, they may notice more problems actually and conflict in their life. If they shift toward calm and positivity, they often experience more ease and better interactions. Okay? Now, from a grounded perspective, while the law of vibration is a powerful way to understand emotional and mental states, it is important to stay balanced. It doesn't mean you can control everything. Okay? Frequency alone, real life factors, actions, and circumstances also matter. So it is the whole package. All right, now number 4. When I move a little bit further, faster. Law of polarity. This is a nice law. I like it, by the way. Everything in the universe exists in opposite yet complementary states. There is no up without down, no left without right, no light without dark, right? No day without night. Polarity pervades all of nature and the spiritual realms. Number 1, opposites are connected. All things exist with their opposites. The coin has the two sides, hot and cold, light and dark, love and hate. They are the same essence, just to different degrees, forming a spectrum within nature. I believe just a little bit different. Also, I say it's different frequency. That's it. But they are the same. They come from the same, place. Embrace contrast for growth. We need to do this. This is very important. Embracing the contrast allows conscious transformation and helps foster positive change in life and perspective. So if I will not allow myself to live the sadness or to, not avoid it, just, acknowledge it. Let it be there. If this is in this moment, if I'm living, if there is a situation that I have to, made me feel that way, not have to, don't avoid it. Just live it, acknowledge it, absorb it, understand it, and let it go. You need to live the two sides. And this is what we call the duality law, by the way, it's the polarity. If you don't live the two sides, you will never understand, you will never grow, you will never move on. It's not about just happy, happy, happy. Life is not about happiness. It's about how you can reach that happiness. You have to go through the darkness in order for you to reach the light, right? So embrace this darkness, this side, in order for you to reach to the other side. Everything exists on a spectrum. There are no absolute divisions. Everything. The 2 in 1 and 1 in 2. Only gradual changes from one extreme to another. That's it. And you can shift along the scale since states are connected. And this is a state. So I'm hurt, right? That's a state. I'm in joy. That's another state, right? So you can move from one to another. Example, from fear to calm, from anger to understand, right? Also, number 4 is the transformation over resistance is possible. Again, a lot of us, this is what we do. We resist. Yes, there is a reasons we do resist. The most reasons usually it will be translated the ego and fear, and the ego is related. It will make you go to the fear. So this law suggests you can transmute your state by consciously shifting your focus and perception. Positive change happens through transforming energy, not by resisting or fighting negativity, according to the law of polarity, right? So if you really want to balance this law, I feel this one is very important. It is really to do the positive change, surrender, accept, understand, absorb, right? Embrace, and let it go. Do not hold on it. We don't want to hold on the negative. The negative things happens in order for us to learn the lesson. So just take the lesson and let it go. Don't hold on it and don't fight it. Don't be that scared. I mean, it's there anyway, right? So if it's there anyway, what you gonna do about it? You gotta just let it be, live it, let it go, right? Now, more about the law of attraction. Oh, sorry, polarity. What it means. This law teaches that opposites are not truly separated. They are two extremes of the same thing. Instead of being completely different, they exist on a spectrum. Definition. It is often expressed as everything is dual, duality, the law of duality again. Everything has poles. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. So they're identical in nature, but different in degree. One up, one down. Okay? Simple example. Love and hate may seem opposite, but both are intense emotional connections. They both are emotional. By shifting perspective, awareness, and emotion, one can gradually transform into the other. And that's really how it happened to us, and how sometimes we shift very fast from one state to another. Like from love, example, some people, like let's say someone who they are so much in love with someone, and then suddenly from nowhere when things go wrong, and they will shift into hate. They don't know why, but that's happened. Very fast shift, okay? Grounded perspective. The law of polarity doesn't mean extremes are identical in experience. They feel very different, but it reminds you that change is possible because the states are not fixed. They are movable along a scale, right? How can we apply this law of polarity in our life? Recognize the spectrum. Whenever you feel something intense, remind yourself this is not permanent. Never and ever. As energy move, right? Up and down, up and down. That's how the frequencies and energy, that's how it is. So there's nothing, it's permanent. It's just one point on a scale. So it's just like a situation that is gonna pass. That's it. For example, if you feel fear, try to calm yourself. Do the opposite. If you're anger, try to understand why you are angry. And if you're sad, try to go through the zone of peace, right? Try to switch. This alone reduces the feeling of being trapped, by the way, when we switch from negative to positive. Now, don't jump, shift gradually. And that's where most people, they fall in this. As I mentioned before, they want the change to happen in the day and the night because we are a human, and a human nature, we don't have any patience. We do lack of patience, right? You don't need to go from negative to positive instantly because this is not going to happen, to be honest. Instead of go slowly. Example, from fear to confidence, that's not going to happen. Don't even think of it. You need to go this way. Example, fear. You go slightly calm, you go neutral, then you will become confidence. So if you watch your patterns yourself, again, fear to confidence, that huge jump is not going to happen because doesn't work with the law of the Hermetic Laws, the universe law. You got to go slowly. You got to go by steps. That's how we learn, by steps, right? Small shifts are realistic and sustainable. Change the meaning you give things. Try to change the words. Polarity exists in perception too. So ask, is there another way to see this? Can I look into this problem from different perspective? Right? What can I learn from this? What is this thing trying to tell me? You're not denying reality. Most of the problem we face when we deny, actually. But when we move along the interpretation scale with it, right? With the interpretation, you are with the same energy, you're not going off. So denying is like you're going off, right? Going with the flowing with the energy, you are okay, right? Use emotional transmutation. So when you feel a heavy emotion, example, pause, breathe slowly, redirect your focus. Take a moment. Don't get trapped into your anger. Don't get trapped into your sadness. Don't get trapped into whatever is that negative emotion. Take a moment, calm yourself. And by the way, we all are capable to calm the mind and self for a moment or so. Connect with yourself and redirect your focus. Try to look into it, feel it, think of whatever is the matter. Again, anger, say, I'm very angry at this moment. I'm pausing. I'm going to try to understand the person in front of me, right? And then I'm going to calm. So I'm giving myself the chance to absorb. So you're literally shifting your position on the emotion scale when you're doing this. So I'm no more angry. I'm pausing. I'm trying to understand the person in front of me, why this is happening, and I'm calm. I'm just receiving, absorbing. Okay. Also, take aligned action. Don't be afraid of taking the aligned actions. Okay. To fully move along the spectrum, act differently. Feeling stuck, take one small step, never jump. Feeling low, do one uplifting activity. Um, as I mentioned before, I'm feeling very down today. Maybe if I go out and I do walk in the park, that will lift me up a little bit, and it will increase my dopamine, as walking in nature naturally will increase your dopamine, and I will change my mood. Feeling disconnected, reach out to someone. So if you are feeling disconnected and you are isolated, maybe if you have someone close to you, a friend, a family member, maybe you can just reach out and you can discuss this with them. Say, I'm feeling disconnected, right? This is a good way also. Action reinforces the shift. So you got to take actions. You can't just stay in this low energy and you're just going to complain. You got to do some action in order to help yourself. And practicing awareness daily. This is something very, very beneficial as well. Throughout your day, you can ask yourself, as an example, where am I on the scale right now? Then gently move yourself on step higher. So this. I'm gonna share with you this. This is something we use in hypnosis. I use it in hypnosis sessions. We call it the control room. So we take the client into control room and then we let them control whatever the case, the problem, like to higher the keys, the lower the keys, and then control them the way upon the case that we are dealing with. So maybe you can you can imagine, visualize a scale, and you are standing on that scale, maybe, right? And look at yourself. Um, where do you want to go from that number? And give yourself a number, 5, 6, 10, 20, whatever. And then maybe you can work with that. Say, I want to improve. So if I'm 20, I want to be 30. So imagine, visualize that when you're standing on that scale is giving you 30. And that's the new number for you. That's how you move yourself one step higher, visualize or imagining. Simple real life example. If you're feeling overwhelmed, step one, acknowledge it. Do not run away from it. Acknowledge that overwhelming, why you are overwhelmed. Breathe and slow down. This is a very good way too. Calm the mind, calm the body. Breathing, it's a very beautiful way to connect with the inner self and calm the nerve system. Number 3, focus on one small task at a time. If we start with one small task a day or a time, this is something, it will take you to a bigger task and a bigger target. You've moved from chaos to slight clarity, in a way, with doing one step at a time. So this law doesn't mean you will never feel negative emotions, by the way. No, we are always. So feeling negative emotions is there no matter what. It's a matter how you are going to interact and act and process those negative emotions, and how you will let this negative emotion affect you in your life. So you're not stuck in them. You can move through them consciously. Okay? Now, number 5. Cycles and patterns in nature. The universe operates in repeating cycles and patterns, as evidenced by tides, season, and daily routines. Emotions, energy, success, and even motivation naturally rise and fall. Embracing highs and low. As the law of rhythm, it is going high and low. This is how it refers to the cycle, up and down, positive and negative, that occur constantly in our life, right? So everything in nature follows a rhythm. The tides rise and fall. Days transition into nights and the season change, right? So experiencing both up and down is a normal aspect of life. Understanding this helps us manage challenges. After periods of high energy or success, a quieter or lower phase often follows, and this is a very natural state. So rhythm goes up and down, right? And never straight. And that's natural. Adaptation and balance. Recognizing life's rhythm allows us to adapt, change, and maintain balance in work, and personal life. Nothing is permanent. Difficult moments will pass. Just a good moment do, right? It's the same thing. So awareness reduces suffering. When you understand rhythm, you stop resisting low phases, and instead of that, you move through them with more ease. This is what I'm saying. With awareness and clarity, we surrender. The more you surrender to the situation, the more it's ease on you, and it will be easier for you to process that kind of situation instead of fighting it or rejecting it. Now, how we apply this? Acknowledge the wave. The wave. Pause and ask, what am I feeling right now? Name it without judgment. Again, no judgment. If I feel anxious, I feel low, I feel excited. So give it a name. Try to ask yourself. This helps you absorb the emotion instead of becoming it, right? So no judgment will make you absorb it. If you judge, it will become you. So please be aware about this point. Regulate your body. Slow your breathing. As I said before, inhale, maybe take a time, inhale for 4 seconds and exhale 6 times. Let your body relax. This calms the nerve system so emotions don't take over. Calming the self is very important. 3, normalize the cycle. Remind yourself this is a wave, a wave. It will pass. Whenever it's a high or a low, don't clench or resist. Go with the flow. The more you go with the flow, the better for you. Find your center. Bring your focus to a neutral, steady place. Feel your feet on the ground. Place a hand on your heart, maybe, right? Focus on your breath. You can do any of one of those. Those kind of things, it will help you to find your center. You know, connect to your breath, put your hands on your hearts and connect with your inner self, or just go out and ground yourself. You're anchoring yourself in the present moment. That's what we do with the Find Your Center. 5, choose one aligned action. Instead of reacting emotionally, choose a grounded action. Example, if low, you need to rest. Take a walk, drink a water maybe, so you can, change this kind of vibration. If overwhelmed, do one small task. Don't do 100 tasks. Just go and take one task at a time and just do it. If overly excited, excitement, over excitement is the same way when you are very in low excitement, okay? So it's off also. So slow down, and prioritize your life. This keeps you stable regardless of the emotional wave. So, simple example, you might feel highly motivated and productive for a few days, then suddenly low or tired. Normal. Instead of thinking something is wrong, which is this is very, 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 very normal. I mean, most of us, this is the first thing we say, by the way, without us realizing this law, right? Like something is wrong with me, right? So instead of thinking something is wrong with me, it's better to realize or recognize maybe this is just a part of the cycle. So I was up, now I'm down. I'm down, tomorrow I'm going up. So recognition, it's important instead of judgment. Again, judgment. Simple anchor phrase, I'm steady. Even when my emotion is moving, I'm steady. The emotion will move. Emotion never stop. Thoughts never, stop. They're on the move constantly, right? So key mindset, you're not trying to stop emotions. You're learning to ride them without losing your center. And the law of rhythm doesn't mean you have no control. It means you can learn to ride the waves instead of being controlled by them. How beautiful is that? Now, number 6, the law of karma. That's a very important one, too. They're all important. So, the law of karma, it's the law of cause and effect, by the way, right? This is what we say the cause of cause and effect. So, every action has a result, an action, right? The law of cause and effect asserts that nothing happened by accident. Each action creates a corresponding outcome. What you experience today is influenced by past action, thought, and choices. Definition: every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. The two in one and one in two again. This law teaches that nothing happens by chance, right? Every result, situation, or experience comes from a chain of a prior actions, decisions, or conditions that we did before, lived before, and it is, coming back to us. Empowered reality creation. Our thoughts, actions, and energy directly shape the outcomes we experience, empowering us to create our reality, our behaviors. What you consistently do lead to specific outcomes over time. Awareness gives you power. When you understand, again, awareness, cause, and effect, you stop feeling like a victim. And this is another problem as a human we got stuck in us feeling that we are the victim all the time, which is in reality, to be honest, there is no victim. There's no victim. And start becoming more intentional. Personal responsibility and influence. Recognizing cause and effect moves us from victimhood to creator, emphasizing our power and responsibility to influence life. This law is about recognizing influence, not blaming yourself. Again, you don't want to be the victim, because with the victim feeling, you're going to start blaming yourself and or blaming everybody else. And you get lost. You get lost, knowing the truth. So don't blaming yourself for everything. How can we apply this law? The karma. Take ownership of your results. Again, no blaming, right? Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, why might be contributing to this outcome? This shifts you from victim mode to creator mode. Identify the real causes. Look honestly at patterns in your life, because this is where the problem is, inside the patterns, how you are doing those patterns. So health, you're not going to be healthy if you don't have a good habits or good sleep or good food. It's very obvious, right? No. Money. So if you don't have a good skills, you make the right decisions. And if you're not consistent in your work, you might not be able to make a good money. Relationships. What's the most important thing in relationship? Communications, boundaries, energy. If I don't have those aspects in my relationship, so there is no relationship, right? Every repeated outcome has a pattern behind it. Change one cause at a time. Don't go crazy and try to change the whole entire thing. Don't overwhelm yourself. Pick one area and shift one behavior. If you want more peace, reduce overthinking, create quiet time. If you want better result, improve consistency. If you want better relationships, communicate. Improve your communication more and be more clearly about it. So small causes create big long-term effects. Acts consistently. Consistently, it is the key also, as I said, like a repetitive, and you have to keep consistent. This is where the law really works. By the way, for all the laws, not only this law. One action that will make small effect difference. Repeated action, powerful effect. So consistency is what turns cause into visible results. Now, be patient with the results. Don't think that miracles is going to happen day and night. Effect doesn't always show up immediately. Just like going to the gym once doesn't change your body, but doing it regularly does, right? So think of it. You got to work on it. You got to put energy in it. You got to put intention in it. So trust the process. Result follow patterns, not instant effort. And learn from feedback. If something isn't working, don't get frustrated. Adjust the cause. Just adjust it. What can I do differently? If something's not working, it's time to change, right? So life becomes a feedback system, not a punishment. Again, judgment, victim, punishment, those are feelings and stuff we do to ourselves, not good. So simple example, if you feel stuck in life, cause procrastination, fear, lack of clarity. New cause, small daily actions, clearer goals. Over time, the effect becomes progress and momentum. So, not everything is under your control. External factors exist, and that's true. But this law gives you power where it matters. Your habits, choices, and actions shape your direction. So, you do have the power to do that. So, do it. Okay? Now, the last one, The law of gender, understanding the balance and the harmony between the two main energy that we carry. It is the second masculine energy and the second feminine energy, and this is by balancing those two energy within, miracles happen, by the way. So the masculine principles presents action, logic, direction, giving energy outward, which is mean doing. So masculine mean doing energy. The feminine principle represents intuition, creativity, receptivity, inner processing. So the feminine principle is being, masculine doing, feminine being. Everything contains both. We are made from those two energy. Everything exists on this earth, maybe beyond. They do carry the two. God is two energy, the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. Everything contains both. Men and women both have masculine and feminine energy. Thoughts, ideas, and actions also carry both aspects. So you got to understand everything has those two aspects. It's about balance, not gender roles, though. Creation requires both these laws. Say, creation happens when both energies work together. That's what I say. And this is it's a fact. So feminine mean generates an ideas or a vision, while the masculine takes those actions and builds. So one works inside, one works outside. Feminine is always nurturing, the masculine energy always dominant doing. Achieving inner balance. By harmonizing masculine and feminine energies within ourselves, we unlock a greater fulfillment and personal growth. How can we apply that? Recognizing both energies in yourself. We are made of, yang and yang, right? So start by noticing, when are you in doing mode? The doing mode is the masculine energy, push, plan, act. When are you in being mode, the feminine energy, reflect, feel, receive. Awareness is the first step to balance. Now, start with feminine, the inner clarity. Before taking action, pause and reflect, visualize, feel what you actually want. Listen to in your intuition. Listen to your high self. Listen to your grace. Listen, try to connect with your divine. This prevents chaotic or directionless action. So, connecting and listening to your intuition is very important. Moving to masculine, the second masculine is execution. After clarity, after we're done with the feminine side, take structured steps, make decisions, execute consistently, build routines. This turns ideas into reality. Now, don't overuse one side. When we use one side, we lose the balance. Absolutely. Common imbalance patterns: too much masculine, burnout, stress, and force. When you feel that way, you are over using your masculine side. Too much feminine, dreaming without action. So when I'm in that kind of mode, I am so much imbalance within the feminine side. Growth happens when both work together and we balance. Use cycles in your day. You can apply this daily. In the morning, you can use your feminine energy, clarity, intention, visualizing. This is how you start your day, putting all those. And during the day, you need to act. You need your masculine energy. You need to go work. You need to do this. Action, productivity. And in the evening, you get to go back to your feminine energy. Reflect, rest, integrate. Okay? So simple example, if you want to create a project as an example, feminine, you can use your feminine side by inspiration, doing inspiration, putting the ideas and imagination. The masculine side will come later when you want to plan, execution, and discipline. Without one, creation feels incomplete. The two has to work together, the two sides. So this is a philosophical and symbolic concept, not a biological rule, by the way. When we talk about the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine energy, it is not about the physical gender, it's about energetically, okay? Energy. And it's used to describe inner psychological balance and creative process, not physical gender identity at all. Oh, I forgot the sex in relationship. This law also helps you understand dynamics. Healthy relationships balance giving and receiving, not controlling versus not over sacrificing. Balance, create the harmony between the two. Okay? Now, conclusion. The Hermetic Laws as represented in the Kabbalion, right? offer a framework for understanding how life operates both within us and are outside, inside and out. They teach that reality is not random, but guided by principles such as mind, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and balance. Together, these laws reveal that your inner world and outer world are deeply connected. Change begins with awareness and intention. Growth comes from working with life, not against life. At their core, these teachings are not about control, but about alignment, learning how to think, feel, and act in harmony with nature principles. So, the true power of Hermetic laws is not just in understanding them, but in living them daily, absorbing your thoughts, shifting your states, taking conscious action, and trusting the process of growth.